Hello there, this is Tim. The apartment smells like coffee and burnt toast. My eggs sizzle in the pan, whites creeping too close to the edge. Mia's plate sits untouched on the counter, a streak of butter softening on her toast. She's already left for work. We're 3 months into this marriage, and the rhythm feels uneven. She works mornings, punching keys and answering calls by 8. I start my shift just as she's coming home, a quick handoff in the kitchen before I leave for the tech startup across town. On paper, it's efficient. In reality, it's lonely. Saturdays and Sundays are our time, though. We cram life into those 2 days: groceries, laundry, cheap dinners at the taco truck by the park. Last weekend, she dragged me to a pottery class. I made a lopsided mug. She laughed so hard she snorted. Moments like that are glue. But glue needs time to dry, and time is scarce. I flip the eggs, watching the yolk wobble. My phone buzzes next to the sink. It's Mia. Mia. Don't forget the landlord's check. Me. Got it. See you at 5? Mia. Depends on traffic. Love you. It's short. Functional. I tell myself it's normal. Early mornings do that to people. The truth is, we jumped into this. A courthouse wedding, 2 witnesses we barely knew. It was romantic, in a way, young, reckless certainty. We met at work, fell in love over shared lunch breaks and late-night code sprints. She wore her hair in a messy bun, and I thought she was the smartest person in the room. She probably still is. I finish my eggs, eat standing up, and wash the plate. Our fridge hums. A photo of us is stuck to the door with a magnet shaped like a pineapple. We're grinning at some beach we couldn't afford, her arm hooked around my waist. By the time I leave for work, the morning has shifted to afternoon. The city simmers under a pale winter sun, the streets clogged with people chasing errands. My commute isn't long, but I sit in traffic anyway, drumming my fingers on the steering wheel. At least at work, time passes quickly. Tonight is like any other. My station hums with energy, keyboards clacking, muted laughter, the buzz of machines. I lose myself in tasks, the hours slipping by. At midnight I clock out, tired but satisfied. When I get home, the apartment is quiet. Mia's asleep, her side of the bed a neat curve under the comforter. I slip in beside her, careful not to wake her. The faint scent of her shampoo clings to the pillow. Lying there, I think about the things we don't say. She never mentions how tired she is, how the weight of 2 jobs and 1 tiny apartment presses down on us. I don't tell her how much I miss her when she's not here, how the silence of this place grows louder every night. Instead, I close my eyes and listen to her breathing. This is marriage, I think, half timing, half trust. We're young, yes, but we're building something. You don't build without a little noise. Tomorrow, I'll wake up to an empty kitchen again. I'll text her good morning. We'll make plans for the weekend. I'll tell her I love her, and she'll say it back. It's enough for now. In the dark, I trace circles on the sheet, my hand seeking hers. It's out of reach, tucked under her pillow. A few days later, Mia walks in after her coffee with Ryan. Her face is unreadable, her eyes avoiding mine. She says nothing at first. I ask her how it went, already knowing her answer will be brief. Fine, she says, her voice tight. He's moving soon. Wanted to catch up before he leaves. I nod. The words are harmless enough, but the tone isn't. Something feels wrong. I don't press her on it. Not yet. I watch her slip out of her coat and head straight for the kitchen. She's restless, fidgeting with the edges of her sleeves like she's trying to keep something inside. Did you talk about anything? I ask, trying to keep my voice even, trying to keep my cool. Not much, she says quickly, turning to the sink. Her back is to me now, but I can see the way her shoulders are drawn up, the tension that wasn't there before. I want to say something else, but I bite my tongue. I don't want to seem like I'm digging for something that's not there. So I let it go, even though it doesn't feel right. I can't help myself. My mind keeps turning over that conversation, trying to make sense of it. Ryan. Why does she still meet up with him? Why the secrecy? The rest of the night passes in a blur. We barely talk, just the sounds of the TV in the background and the occasional rustle of papers or dishes. I'm watching her more than I'm watching anything on the screen. She's acting strange, like she's pulled away without even realizing it. The next morning, she's gone again. I don't ask where, and she doesn't tell me. Another coffee, another round of meetings with Ryan. I'm starting to feel it now, this creeping sense that something is shifting between us, something I'm not sure I want to know. I go about my day, trying to keep busy, but it's like a shadow is following me. Every time I look at my phone, I wonder if she's texting him. Every time she picks up her own, I wonder if she's hiding something. I try to push it out of my head. I know I'm probably overthinking things, but the knot in my stomach doesn't let me forget. When Mia comes home that evening, it's the same routine. She says little, avoids my gaze, and I can't shake the feeling that she's keeping something from me. It's not just the secrecy, it's the way she acts like everything is normal, when I know it isn't. I watch her closely, looking for signs, looking for cracks in the facade. Days pass, and each one feels heavier. She leaves more, comes back later. She doesn't tell me where she's been, and I don't ask. I keep telling myself it's nothing, but with every encounter, my suspicions grow. This isn't how we were. We were supposed to be open with each other, to share everything. But I can't shake the feeling that she's slipping away, step by step. I don't confront her. Not yet. I tell myself I'm imagining it, that maybe I'm just being paranoid. But when I wake up in the middle of the night to find her gone again, and when she doesn't answer my calls, the doubt finally hits. The next day, she leaves again. This time, I don't bother asking. I can't keep pretending that nothing is wrong. I can feel it, deep down in my gut. She's hiding something. She's hiding him. Ryan. The same name she keeps bringing up, the same one that now occupies every thought I have. This is how it starts, I think. The slow unraveling. She's distancing herself, and I don't know how to stop it. She's already gone in ways I can't even reach. Later that day, I pack my bags, my hands moving on autopilot. There's no need to think about it. No need to discuss it. I know what I have to do. I've already made up my mind. The air feels heavy around me, but I don't hesitate. I grab what little I have left and walk out. I drive to my parents' house without a second thought. The car feels like a cage, each turn a reminder of how fast everything fell apart. I don't care to analyze the events anymore. I don't want to waste energy on something I can't fix. It's over. 3 months. 3 months of a marriage that was supposed to be forever. How stupid. Arriving at my parents' place, I step out of the car and stare at the house for a moment. It doesn't feel like home. It never did, not after I moved out. The familiar quiet feels suffocating. No one's around when I enter, and I don't expect them to be. My mom finds me first, her soft eyes betraying the surprise of seeing me so soon. But she doesn't ask anything. She doesn't need to. You can stay here for as long as you need, she says quietly, guiding me toward the living room, her voice calm but knowing. She must have sensed it before I did. I sit down on the couch, but the weight of everything crashes into me all at once. I was too naive. Too trusting. I let myself believe that Mia and I could build something real. But now I see it, how quickly things can break apart. How easily trust can be shattered. I hear the phone buzzing in my pocket, but I don't want to pick it up. I already know it's Mia, and I can't bring myself to hear her voice. Not yet. Not when the silence is all I can manage. The night stretches on without much to do. I don't feel like sleeping. I can't sleep, anyway. I stare at the walls, the same walls I used to look at as a kid, and wonder where it all went wrong. Did I miss the signs? Was I blind to the cracks in our foundation? My phone buzzes again, and this time I answer it. It's my brother, John. He sounds calm, like he's trying to keep things from getting worse. I'll help you move the rest of your stuff tomorrow, he says. Just don't do anything crazy. I don't laugh. I don't feel like laughing. The world feels small, Like everything that mattered to me has been reduced to this moment. Thanks, I say, my voice barely above a whisper. The line goes quiet for a second before he speaks again. You'll figure it out. You always do. He's right. I will. I don't know how or when, but I'll get through this. For now, though, I have nothing but time. The next day, my brother helps me gather the rest of my things. It's all so clinical, no emotion, just boxes and bags and furniture, stacked neatly in the back of his truck. The process feels like a blur, like I'm moving through someone else's life. I feel nothing as I walk out of the place I thought was mine, the home I thought was mine. It's all just a pile of belongings, each piece a reminder of the person I thought I knew. By the end of the day, I'm sitting on the couch at my parents' house, staring at the phone in my hands. I've filed for divorce. The paperwork is done. The process has begun, and I can't stop it now. There's no going back. The reality sinks in slowly, like the pressure of a heavy weight. I'm not angry. Not yet. Right now, I feel a strange emptiness, a void where the person I was supposed to trust lived. The weight of it all sinks in. I wake up sweating, my heart pounding in the middle of the night. The shadows in the room blur together, and I can't shake the feeling of something being wrong. I turn, trying to sleep again, but the image of Mia with him keeps coming back. I can't breathe. Night after night, the dreams get worse. I see her laughing with him, talking to him like she once did with me. It's like I'm still trapped in a version of reality where none of this makes sense. I can't escape it, no matter how hard I try. I can't sleep anymore. The exhaustion weighs on me, but the moment I close my eyes, I'm back in that place. Her hands in his. Her smile when she talks about him. I can't stop it. I roll over and check the time, the numbers on my phone's screen blinking at me. It's 3:43 a.m. Not again, I mutter to myself. But it's not a choice. I sit up, rubbing my face. The pain is raw, deeper than I imagined. It feels like a void inside me. Something I can't fill, no matter how many things I distract myself with. I stand up and walk through the dark house. The silence is overwhelming. My parents are asleep, and I'm alone with this mess. I try to steady my breathing, but the anxiety doesn't let up. Every muscle in my body is tense, and my hands are shaking. I know I should call someone, John, or even a therapist, but I can't. I'm not ready. Not yet. The next few days bleed together. My phone sits on the counter, unused. It buzzes constantly with texts from friends, from my brother, even from work. I can't respond. It feels like I'm under a magnifying glass, and everyone is watching. I just want to hide. I don't know if I'm angry or hurt or both. I don't know if I want to scream or break something. But all I can do is sit with it, trying to ignore the weight of the betrayal. I talked to my therapist a few days later. I don't go into details, but I don't need to. He knows. He can see it in my eyes. You're in shock, Tim. This is trauma, he says. What you're feeling is real. It's not going to go away overnight. I nod, but it doesn't help. I wish I could believe him. I wish I could just snap out of it. But every moment feels like a new hurdle. I start to question everything about myself. What was I thinking? How did I miss this? Was I that blind? My mind spirals, and it's hard to stop. I keep thinking of the things I could have done differently. Maybe I should have seen the signs. Maybe I should have asked more questions. But there were no signs. Not really. Not until it was too late. I can't tell my parents everything. They're trying to help, but they don't really understand. They can't. They haven't been through this. I'm stuck in my head, and it's not getting better. I try to go to work, but even that feels pointless. Every conversation with people feels fake, like I'm pretending to be someone I'm not. The small talk with colleagues, the routine emails, everything feels hollow. I have trouble focusing. It's like my brain is stuck, replaying the same thoughts over and over again. What did I miss? Why did she hide it? Why did I trust her? But I can't go back. And I can't fix it. The days drag on, and I don't feel better. I feel worse. I try meditating. I try going for walks. Nothing works. I don't think I'm going to get through this without a scar. Time drags, but somehow, it moves forward. I wake up on a Tuesday morning, the sunlight creeping through the blinds. It's been almost a month since the last time I saw Mia. Almost a month since I packed my things and left, but it feels like a lifetime. I stand in front of the bathroom mirror, my reflection a stranger. I look older than I should. My face is gaunt, my eyes hollow. I feel like I'm walking through life in a fog, just trying to put one foot in front of the other. But today, I tell myself it's different. I make coffee, the bitter aroma filling the kitchen. I've started getting up earlier, sticking to a routine, something I never thought I'd need. But it's helping. The small things, getting out of bed, brushing my teeth, checking emails, give me a sense of purpose. Even though I'm not fully there yet, I feel the difference. The therapy sessions are helping more than I thought they would. At first, I hated going. I didn't want to talk about it. I wanted to bottle it up, pretend it didn't exist. But little by little, I've opened up. Talking about it, even in the smallest ways, feels like peeling away a layer of skin I didn't know was there. I sit in my car outside the therapist's office, taking a deep breath. The first few sessions were brutal, so raw. But now, it's more about processing the anger, the confusion, the grief. It's not easy. It's messy. But it's real. When I walk in, Dr. Harris smiles at me, like she can see the difference in my posture. I've been walking taller lately, and I don't even think about it anymore. "How are you today, Tim?" she asks, voice calm and inviting. I sit down, folding my hands in my lap. "Better," I say, the words strange on my tongue. "I'm not good, but I'm getting there." She nods, writing something down in her notes. "Tell me about the progress you've made since we last spoke." I don't have to think about it. I'm getting up every day. I'm doing things I used to enjoy. Even small stuff. I'm running again, going to the gym. It's helping clear my head. She looks pleased. "That's great, Tim. Keeping up with your physical routine is one of the most important things you can do for your mental health. It doesn't feel like enough. But it's something. I'm moving. I'm not stuck in place. I meet with friends later that week, John and a couple of others. We grab dinner at a small place downtown. At first, it feels odd to sit at the table, laughing, talking. It feels like I don't belong in the world anymore. But by the end of the night, I realize that maybe I do. Maybe I can find a way back to myself. The laughter is real, not forced. It feels good. A small step forward. I go back to work the following Monday. It's strange, but it's also comforting. Things are normal, and I'm just another person in the office again. The first few days, I felt like a ghost. Now, I'm blending back in. I'm focusing again, getting my projects back on track. Work is easier than I thought it would be. At home, things are quieter. The house feels empty without Mia. But it's not a bad kind of empty. It's a place where I can rebuild. I've been fixing things, literally and figuratively. The leaky faucet, the broken door handle, the things I ignored when everything felt fine. It's small, but it feels like I'm regaining control. There are still moments when I catch myself wondering what could have been. But I don't linger on them. I've started to realize something. I'm not broken. I'm hurt, but I'm not broken. And that's something. Time doesn't heal everything, but it lets you breathe. It gives you the space to rebuild. I'm not fully there yet, but I'm on my way.